Christmas, it's no joke. Marion and Mary explore the mind, being hope and healing for these changing times. Be the change you want to see, multidimensionality. Stillness, joy, shadow work, shamanic change back to the earth. New Earth now. New Earth now. New Earth now.
Welcome to New Earth Now. My name is Marion Porter,
And I'm Mary Back.
and we're here with show 7.
Number 7. How'd that
7
happen?
shows.
What are we thinking?
Oh, I have no idea, but
What are we talking about today, Marion?
well, here's the thing. We've done 7 shows.
This is our 7th show.
Yeah,
We've done 6.
We've done 6 shows. This
Okay.
is our 7th show. We've talked about a lot of things. And I was thinking it might be good to do a little bit of a deeper dive of some of the concepts that we've introduced over the show, as you have wonderfully
Chronicled?
Yeah, but along,
I'm just using the theme song. I'm just following the theme song. If that's what the show's about, then we better be talking about those things. So, and in the interest, actually, as it happens, as we're filming this, Mercury is in retrograde. It's a good thing to do, to review,
is.
re-explore, re-examine, reimagine,
review.
review.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of this, though, this whole New Earth thing, you know, a lot of it, what is New Earth? What does New Earth mean? And
how do you get there?
how do you get there? Well, a lot of different ways, but you've heard me say it over and over again, as within, so without. And that's basically everything that you need to know. But what does that mean? Boy, there's a lot of heavy lifting involved in some of these simple sayings that I say.
Simple does not necessarily mean easy.
Right. So one of the things I'm thinking is, you know, we've introduced a lot of topics and we've given the 50-cent tour. You know, what do we got? Shadow work, multidimensionality.
Earth itself.
Yeah, New Earth itself. So one of the things I was thinking is New Earth. We can agree, it's not actually a new location.
Right.
You're not gonna
Get on a ship and go someplace else. This is it. We're here. We've arrived.
so many things I want to say to that.
I know there are. Go ahead. It's your show. Sing the songs. So the New Earth is not a physical change where we're
No.
loading everything we own into boxes and going someplace else.
No.
What we're doing is learning to be more perceptive around the Earth we are on and to be more open to ourselves and others who actually are us.
Yeah.
And to be just more.
Yeah.
To be more.
Well, I think the first thing I want to really go back to is the fundamental building block, that it's basically 2 different operating systems.
Right.
All right. And I think sometimes it's easier to talk about it as in terms of Earth here and Earth there, because we like to do that kind of thing. But for all intents and purposes, instead of here and there, I think what I want to do is look at it as a fear-based operating system and a joy-based operating system. And I want to talk a little bit about that because, you know, if you think about being fear-based, at the end of the day, it's almost, not almost, it is, it's victim mentality. You know, it's victim. this is happening to me. This is happening to me, and I am powerless to it. It's like look what I'm doing. Like the energy of it is
you're
small.
clenching up and
It's
you're just getting smaller.
Yeah, because I'm a victim.
There's no joy here.
Fear. No, there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. I had to.
I know.
What can I say? But so when there's fear, there's victim. And are you operating through your life as a victim?
And there's clenching, and there's no release of
Yeah.
energy or movement of
Yeah.
energy, which we all know is like necessary for life.
Yeah. When I'm like this, what are my possibilities? I can't even
Right.
see out of my own way. And so more of a New Earth concept, joy-based. And if you're joy-based, you're the hero of your story. So
Same story.
Yeah,
Same story. Same thing happened. Same
Yeah.
tornado ripped through your town.
Yeah. I love that. Yes. You know, it doesn't mean that you're turning a blind eye to what's happening. You're
Not in denial.
Yeah, no.
No.
Spiritual bypass. Oh, let's remember. I wanted to talk about that.
Spiritual
I don't want to
bypass.
get to that now,
All right.
but I want to.
Shall I write
to
that
it.
down?
No, but remember, I got to do it.
Okay.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi, were you here? Yeah, when did you come in?
But that's the thing. I mean, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the victim of your story, or do you want to be the hero of your story? One is if fear-based, and you're the victim. That's not empowering.
No,
at
let's
all.
get
That
smaller.
is
We want
not
to thrive.
empowering.
We want to get bigger. We want
Yeah.
to expand. We want to extend and increase our vibration frequency.
Exactly. So if you're over here and you're in joy-based and you're the hero of your story, it really boils down to how do you want to feel in any point of your day? How do you want to feel? The thing of it is, what does Ram Dass say? The only thing I can do for the world is work on myself.
Right.
And
have
within us, the only thing I can do for you is work on me.
And only thing I can do for you or anyone is to work on me.
Right. And that's a huge concept here, because another thing that comes along with all of this, it's like a layer of accountability. There's a layer of accountability. Just because I had a tough childhood growing up doesn't mean that defines me, and doesn't mean that everything I view is through that lens.
Right.
Because what that does,
Or that you get a pass for your behavior going forward.
right.
You're accountable. There are consequences, but you are accountable to your behavior in the world now.
Right. But so if we're over here in victim, in fear base, all of this, I am going to proceed from a broken state.
How do you fix that? How do you get there? I know for me, in any given day, if there's just a run of icky stuff that happens throughout the whole day, you know how that starts.
well, tell
Something
me
runs
about
through
it.
your house and knocks stuff off shelves, and this happens, and the cat throws up, and you've got that's broken, and you have to fix this, and I didn't get gas, and you have da 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 da. But then you hear that song on the radio, and woohoo! And now it's a party. So I think for me, having in my own experience, I think the quickest way to change vibration from oh my gosh, oh yeah, is to raise that vibration, to raise that energy, to raise that sense of beingness to a higher place.
Yeah.
And as I've been doing this, I'm doing it. That's all chakra stuff, isn't it? Going up to higher.
Absolutely. Yes,
So
I love that.
music does that. Music, whether you're listening to it, whether you're dancing, whether you're singing along, if you can, sometimes the best possible thing you can do is connect with music. Even during the most trying, horrific circumstances, I know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
You know, sitting in a hospice, holding a hand at a deathbed, but a song comes out that reminds you of the 30 years you've been friends, and you can't help but smile. You have to, because it's your song, it's funny, and you're grateful that this is a memory now you have.
Yeah.
You know, so you raise your vibration through music. For me, that's something that usually does the trick, just to even get me out of the absolute depths, to give me some perspective. And I have changed my perception of things.
Yes. I love that. And I love that you said music. Because seriously.
That's vibrations. All it is
Yes,
vibration.
Yeah. I mean, what difference does it mean if it's singing bowls, if it's Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, it's hearing the wind, or you know, I'm putting on some you know, Metallica or
Yeah.
something. Sometimes I need that.
Shake some stuff loose.
It's cathartic. It is a vibration to get something out of me. You know, I like that you brought that up, because we've got the body, we've got us. We remember this from previous shows. There's our body that volunteers.
Drives us
hold
around.
us.
It
Yeah.
drives us around.
This is our car for getting around the 3D reality.
Here we are.
And our body has a blood pressure. Everybody knows your blood pressure changes throughout the day. It just does. So does our vibration. You know, our body has a blood pressure. We, spiritually, reality has a vibration. And that can change throughout the day. And I love what you said, because if you find yourself,
Clenching
I
up.
can't. And I'm telling you, check yourself next time you're doing this.
Next time you're driving.
Yeah. But if you see that, let that tenseness in the body, you know, the thing to do is to catch yourself doing this. Or we all do love to overthink.
Oh my.
Oh my God, do we not love to overthink?
We love to overthink.
You know what? Yeah, use that overthinking time. Use your powers for good. Use your powers for good. If you're going to be overthinking anyways.
While you're there, pick up a few more things. Since you're going to be down in the shops anyway, pick up a few more things for supper.
Yeah.
Pick up your joy, pick up your humor, pick up your happiness there.
Yes.
Little Deb will do ya.
Yes.
It doesn't take much. Look at her now. She's not dropped. She's not upset. No, she's gone.
No, but this is how it is. You know, one of the things I'm hoping to accomplish with this show is,
We have a goal.
yeah, well, I actually do
You
have a
do.
goal for us in this show. We're up here. There's
Two
so
ninnies.
much joy. There's so much mirth.
Mirth.
There's, you know, mirth.
Birth.
Mirth. Yeah, but let our joy raise the vibrations.
Yeah, be silly.
Laughter.
Laugh at us. It's okay.
Laughter it's sound healing, and it's also like,
It's necessary.
look at my whole body's moving.
And
all the issues in the tissues are being
and it-
laughed away with the vibration of joy.
It often does the same physical business that crying does. You have that shaking, sometimes there's tears, but you
Yes.
also have a release. So I personally, having cried a lot and having laughed a lot, prefer the laughing part. Choose the laughing part.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, but you know, tears is water medicine.
yes, yeah.
Tears is water medicine. It's beautiful.
You heard it here from the shaman.
Yeah. But the thing of it is, you know, when you're in fear-based living, that is an operating system.
Yeah, unplug from that. In
Yeah.
fact,
Upgrade.
unplug entirely. Like
Yeah.
stop looking down on the screen. Look up at the sky. Look down at
Yeah.
your feet planted on the beautiful earth.
Yeah.
Put down the devices, because you know you don't need that aggravation all the time in your life. Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
But
use it for
also-
what you're going to use. But there's a lot of sky out there. How much have you looked at it today?
Yeah. You know, everything, I have an idea of the condiment of life.
The condiment of life.
Yeah, condiments, you know, screen time, Facebook, whatever your social media is, it's a condiment. If it's not giving you joy, and you're looking at all of this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff out there.
I guess.
Always has been, always will be. There's a lot of competition for our attention. What are we giving our attention to? Because I'm telling you, if whatever you're reading, looking at, what if it is making you feel disempowered,
Less than joyful.
If it's making you feel worse about your life,
If it's making you feel separate from other people,
yeah,
that for me is a biggie. Is the
Yeah.
separateness, because as we've talked about different dimensions, we talk about multidimensionality, and the difference between being third dimension, just third dimensional, or other dimensional is the fact that in 30 dimensions we exist as individuals, separate and apart from other individuals. Howsoever has been our experience,
yeah,
dabbling as we do in the things that we do, that to extend yourself, to raise your vibration, puts you in frequency contact with other higher frequencies, whether that's laughter, whether that's joy, whether that's music, whether that's an angel, whether that's a god, whether it's a goddess, whether it's a tree, whatever it is you're connecting with, you soon realize through connection that there is no separateness between you.
right.
So for me, I know a New Earth by the fact that I don't feel separate and alienated or different or other. I feel connected and whole and peaceful and grounded in one. Yeah, like that. Now, if social media makes you feel them, then by all means, scroll away.
Yeah, but
If it doesn't, make a different choice for yourself. Not every single time, because I know how it is sometimes, but I don't use it. I don't miss it in my life. And, I'm pretty happy.
here's where I'm going to put that phrase.
Where are you
that
going to put that
like.
phrase?
So if you are watching this on social media, perhaps you're streaming this wherever you're viewing this social media type thing, whether you're live streaming Facebook, wherever you're seeing this. If you like what you're seeing, right here
There you go.
is where I'm going to put the QR code. If you like what you see here at the Community Voice channel, you know what? Why don't you just follow that link and see what fun things are available for you at this wonderful Community Voice channel. That's a great home for us and so many other great shows. Maybe you want to be part of a show. Maybe you want to support a show. Maybe you want to support the station. There's so many ways. Check it out. Yay. I told you I'd find a way.
You're always so very smooth about that.
But this is the thing though. This is what's very exciting about this show. Going back to the operating system thing.
Fear versus joy.
Wherever you start feeling, you know what? Take a look at that. One of the things I started doing was catching myself. Back to the accountability. Some of the situations that I get myself into, and I actually have caused.
Yes, of course. So many we have.
I have brought an unhealed version of myself to the table.
This goes back to shadow work.
Yeah.
Episode
we're
2.
I love
You're
that.
rolling.
Yeah,
Keep rolling. Keep
yeah.
going.
Oh, see? Here's a little secret. Mary's got the notes.
I got the talking points.
I got nothing. I am just winging this
Yep.
because
I'm
find
steering
that
the
to be
boat.
interesting
She's
for me
driving
today.
fast.
yeah, but geez, where did I leave off?
Shadow work.
Oh, right. So I'm bringing an unhealed version of me to the table, and responding from that unhealed version of me.
Or reacting from the unhealed
reacting
version.
Reacting, moving through from an unhealed version of me. That's who's here. Not maybe right now, and when I'm in that triggered mode, there's no possibility for movement because it's almost like it's a tape that I'm playing. Remember back in the the early 80s, late 70s. They were calling them
The late
tapes.
1900s?
Yeah, yes, the late 1900s, as the kids say. But back in the day, you know, I'd be like, okay, well, here I am, and here's how I move when this song is playing. This is the
dance I
way
do.
it goes. Yeah, and for me to not look at my own behavior as being possibly the problem, you know, what am I even doing? You know, all I'm doing is
There you go, being self-aware again, Marion.
yes. It's hard. It's very hard to begin the accountability. We were talking at lunch.
We always do.
I always love having you over.
And you're such a good
and
cook.
making a brunch before we come here. I think about it. It excites me.
We're on camera. Keep talking to them.
So-
Okay.
yes, this is still happening. Are we still doing this?
I guess they're still here. When did you come in?
But this is the thing, you know. If I don't look at my own behavior as being part of this, I can never grow out of that. I can never grow out of that.
That's the only thing you can actually control is your own behavior.
Right. So in fear-based, in victim mode, this is who I am and I'm doomed to be this. No. Why? Why? What do I always say? How bad do you really want to feel? You know, I mean, if this is your life, what is it that Mary Oliver poem? What is it that Mary Oliver poem? What do you want to do with your one glorious life?
I don't know.
That
Have
might
fun.
be it. That could be it. Well, anyways, if there's only now, there's only now. The future hasn't happened yet. The past, come on. All there is now. Now. How do you want your now to be? You know?
Happy.
I mean, you know, I get it. I get it. Sometimes it's hard to break out of that. And we were talking at lunch about that guy, Masaru Emoto, the guy that did the experiments on the water. And he had the jars of water. And one jar, people just like, it said hate, and they were like saying hateful things to it. One jar, it said love, and they were like saying love things to it. They actually, after a period of time, they looked at the slides of water.
Really?
Yeah, under a microscope. And the ones with hate were like spiky. And the ones with love were like nice and rounded and just
Adaptable
whatever.
and loving.
The moral of the story there is what? The great percentage of us is water.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm constantly having some kind of negative feelings about myself,
Self-talk.
as within, so without. Now, stay with me here. As without, so within. I don't know if we've talked about that too much. But if your world isn't supporting joy and your world seems to be supporting fear and
Angela.
that kind of thing, it's pretty hard to break out because those spiky cells of water, they're spiky and they're like, I mean, look what I'm doing. I'm like, look at this. It's hard to break out of that. How are you going to go from to... You're just not going to one day say, yep, water. Okay, that's what she said on the show. Happy life. That's spiritual bypassing. You know, you can do all kinds of things for yourself that will get you in a relaxed mood. You can go to all the singing bowls, all the this, all the that, all the relaxation, all the yoga, all the walking, all the stuff that we do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't do the honest work, if you don't do the shadow work, if you don't look at the things that are triggering you, you're going to be that 5-year-old, that 8-year-old, that
Angry,
whatever.
scared.
Yeah, that's going to be your life if you don't break
Unfulfilled.
out of it.
Yeah. We want you
know?
to do the work to evolve into your enlightenment because there's joy there.
Yeah.
And there's joy along the way.
Yeah.
And the work, you live through it. You've already lived through the trauma. So now just work on getting rid of it,
Yeah.
releasing it,
Yeah.
finding the joy that you, as your birthright, as an earthling.
Love that you said that.
This is why I'm on the show.
Why am I on this show?
Well, because you do all the things to talk about.
But the thing of it is, if all we have is now, how do you want this? If you don't want to be in fear and you want to be in joy, but you're more comfortable with fear, because that's a thing.
You get used
That's
to
a
it.
thing. That's a thing.
It's comfortable.
It is. It is.
Depression can be
Yeah.
comfortable.
Listen,
Yeah.
how many years
You're familiar
did
with
I
it.
love? Oh my God, I used to call it the damp black blanket. And
Wrap that around you because it's so familiar.
Loved it.
Yep.
But
The
then,
familiar cloak that settles on your shoulders.
yes, yes. But then one day, someone in the control room said to
Who should
me,
remain nameless, said to
said
you,
to me,
said Marion.
is it depression or is it disappointment? That changed my life. That changed my life. And this is super important because depression, number one, we like it. And we want to sit and just gaze up. You wait till it's over. It gives me a pass. It would give me a pass. I can't. I must tend to my ravens.
Stop. No, because depression itself is,
right.
like Churchill said, not that we like him so much, but it's a big dog and it
Yeah,
sits on you and
yeah.
it weighs heavy on you.
Yeah.
And it's real. And we're not trying to minimize depression.
not,
Having
but we
both
were
of us
there.
waded through
We
the
were there.
jungles.
We got through it. Yeah.
Any way out is through. So
Right.
do the shadow work.
Right.
Get
but,
through.
But if it's depression, there's nothing you can do but wait for it to be over. That's very victim.
Yeah.
But if it's disappointment, well, that you saw my whole body change. When I went to start talking from disappointment, I stood up. That's some hero stuff. Victim, depression. Hero, disappointment. Depression, I can only wait for it to be over. Disappointment, wait a minute, disappointment, where have I been putting out more expecting a return and not being happy with my return? Disappointment, I can reclaim my energy back, and I can learn from that. I can learn by saying, well, you know what? I expect more out of this person than I actually am capable of getting. And if I continue to do that way, I will be disappointed. By looking at it, just that one simple change changed everything for me because I was leaking energy. If I'm just putting my energy all over the place, like being at the casino and that big wheel is spinning, rig number 7, this, that, I'm going to put all my chips down on everything, expecting big payouts. Guess what? I may not get that payout, and I'm going to be like, it reinforces that victim mentality. But if it's disappointment, there's an action that I can do. What can you do? And when you start looking at life from being a hero, even just beginning to think about it, I promise it different possibilities show up. And that's where you want to do your shadow work from. Shadow work, what it does is bring more of you, all the places that you've shut down in your life. You shut them down, you can bring them back up. And that's different, because when you raise your vibrations, if you realize that vibrations are like blood pressures, they'll go up, they'll go down, and all that is where am I now?
Be here now.
Who am I now? And what do I want from my one now? Stillness. We talked about stillness in one of our shows.
We'll talk about it again. We're talking
Stillness.
about it now. Look at us, willy-nilly, talking about stillness.
But stillness is one of the greatest things that you can do, even for 5 minutes. And when I mean stillness, picture all of your molecules, all of your cells as fast spinning fans, fast fans. And if you begin to just, I'm doing it right now. Slow those fans. Slow. Yeah. This is nice. And if that's all I can do it for, that's all I can do it for. The way I learned about stillness, I don't know if anybody kayaks, but this is a great metaphor even if you don't kayak. I love kayaking, going to be kayaking time soon.
Anytime.
One of the things when you're sitting in your kayak, they rock back and forth, it's a kayak, the water, this much, almost a thin layer of gabardine between me and the water. If I can sit still so that the ripples aren't coming out, eventually I get to that point, that sweet spot where the water is holding me and I am holding the water. And then there's a space in between. There's the water holding me, there's me meeting the water. And that little space in between, the longer you stay in stillness, that little space, we're live, by the way.
Keep going.
That little space you want to make longer and longer, bigger and bigger. That space is your creative possibilities that become available to you from stillness. So one of the easiest things you can do to raise your vibrations is just do that visualization of all your cells being fast spinning propellers, and then picture them all slowing down. Literally set a timer. See how long you can do it for. And try to increase that time each time. I get it. It's a process. I didn't get to wherever it is I am right now. This has been years.
Hasn't been easy.
How long have you known me?
long.
You've seen me go through it all. And I've just found that stillness and cultivating stillness, it separates you from all of the noise of the world. And
It takes you from that three-dimensional, tight, heavy vibration
Yeah.
to a brighter, higher frequency where you have more possibilities, you have more options,
You can
have more
breathe.
connections, you have more awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And start with cultivating some stillness. Now I get it. When you're in that stillness, you're literally with yourself. And that brings up the loving of ourselves. What was that show that we did? Show 2, the self-love
We
show.
did self-love.
Yeah.
We did. That was self-care.
Yes,
Show 5.
self-care. I said something. What was that quote that I said earlier?
Then you have to value yourself.
Yeah, what was that?
You said the essence of self-care is to value yourself in knowing who you are and forgiving yourself for your own existence.
Yes. Yes, that was good.
You're very smart.
Yeah.
You're
No,
very
sometimes
insightful.
I channel and I don't remember what I've said. Channeling is fun.
Well, right, because you didn't say it, you just relate it.
Right. It's so, but yeah, when you're still, a lot of people don't like that stillness because they're just with themselves, and that can be scary. That's where you start the self-love. Yes. Self-love, it's very nice to think of it as pampering yourself and facials and cucumber masks and baths and all
But once
of
again,
that.
that's about your physical body,
Yeah.
and as you're seeing yourself as being a self-contained individual unit. And as we both experience and continue to experience, that to be connected, to recognize your connection,
Yeah.
to feel the connectivity between yourself and all that is. It's not about how you yourself ego are. It's about
yes.
connecting to all that is and being who you truly are. Your multidimensional self, your other dimensional self, your self that has access to higher levels of consciousness and your own realities and your own best self.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm asking help from guides and teachers, help me be my best version of me. You know, I'm not trying to be someone outside of me, I'm just trying to be the best version of me, which means connecting with all that is. And even if I'm not actively involved in this movement or that protest or this organization, what I have is I hold space and compassion and encouragement for those who do. And by being who I am and how I am with them in in holding them,
Take us to church. Yes. That's it. That's it. You're saying it. That's beautiful.
church and nothing. Anyway, yeah,
But that's it.
That's my experience of New Earth. It's not something I'm just doing for myself. It's my beingness involves all it is.
Yeah. You know, and the point of it is, at the end of the day, there's only one of us.
Right.
There's literally only one of us. So, like, when I look at you, I love you.
Joe,
I really do.
thank you, dear.
Oh, that is a nice sweater. No, but
Not too distractible. Look, a squirrel. Ah.
when I look at you right now, I am seeing the greatest image of me.
Well, thank you.
You are me. And by the way, when you're looking at me,
I see the greatest image of me.
yeah. So one of these is the one I look through. I can't
Like that
ever
one right there.
remember which one is
The
it?
two.
The green or the
red.
red? The red. That one's not lit at
That's
all.
green.
That one's green.
That's
Hi.
green.
So this is the thing. However many of you that are out there, I'm only talking to myself. I'm only talking to myself. So whoever you're talking to yourself. Whoever is talking to you, that's yourself talking to you. When you can begin to see that there's only one of us here, that's the building block to multidimensionality. Because multidimensionality may mean, hey, I'm going off to, the 13th dimension. You need anything? Let me know. I hear they got a sale on bagels. It's not quite like that. But what it is possibilities. When you're in fear, when you're in victim, when you're over here and you're like this is what you got.
Suffering alone.
Right.
Why don't that's funny, we don't know.
I don't know. Actually, it doesn't even sound that bad. No. No. I've been there. But when you're over here and you're hero and you're looking at it, all right, well, maybe right now I'm messing up this conversation with whoever I'm with. Later on, I'm going to think about it. Overthinking is one of my strong points. And I've had to learn to redo that, because, all right, how did I act? What did I bring to the table? And it's not in looking at me as a bad person. It's looking at me as okay, what could I have done better? What can I learn from this? What is this interaction teaching me? What is this, whatever I'm coming away from a conversation with someone and I'm feeling pretty bad about it all, what am I feeling? What actually am I feeling? Was I even present? Was I reacting from a trigger? And then, you begin to do that work. And now I'm to the point where I can be like in real time. All right, I'm going to put a pin in that, and I'm going to check that later, or I can see it right now and adjust my sales accordingly. Because at the end of the day, over here in victim, in fear, in no wiggle room for life, there's nothing here. But over here, in being accountable, in being a hero, in moving along in my life, all I want to do is get to that better version of myself. And everybody that is here is a key to that.
There's only one of us.
There's only one of us. And I think forgiveness of myself, we don't.
You human you.
Yeah,
There you go, being human again.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't forgive ourselves, that's something right there. Because if we can't forgive ourselves, we can't forgive anybody else. That's a tough place to be. There's no room there. There's literally no room. But if at least I'm not needing an I'm sorry or an apology from somebody else, because this happened to teach me something. What can I learn from this to make my life better? And that does require some shadow work. That does require consciousness. I think when we look to attain consciousness, consciousness equals vibrations. The higher our vibrations we can get them, the more possibilities we see. And possibilities equal dimensions for all intents and purposes, because if I'm like this, I don't got a lot of dimensions. I don't got a lot of possibilities. There's no way to go. If I'm over here, where do I want to go? I could try this one. Well, that one didn't work. Well, let's try this one. Let's try this one. Well, let's braid them all together. Boy, howdy, there it is. Like spaghetti. I'm going to get enough of them.
It's always about the food.
Well,
Mostly about
Taurus
the pasta.
moon, honey. Taurus moon.
There we have it.
Taurus is always eating. Yeah. So where are we on all of this now?
Well, you want to talk about Jing Dao and your Tai Chi and how that's all going? Or not? Because movement enhances.
Yeah.
It enhances and energizes the body, which can only help you to move. Sometimes, I mean, people have apps that remind them to get up and move every hour, which is kind of sad, but we need that because we're where we are right now and how we are is in a place where people are in confined places doing small things hunched over desks and screens, and that's where we are. And that's fine, but you also need to get up and move that body around sometimes.
Absolutely. Get the issues out of the tissues.
There you go. Isn't that clever?
I don't think I invented that phrase, but it does work.
I know someone who works from home and he makes sure every lunch hour he gets out and he walks. He goes out and he's in the park or he's on a trail or he's through the woods. He's getting out, being around nature, being around trees, being around the natural world can do magnificent things for your emotional state, your spiritual state, snap you out of that old 3 dimension right into something multidimensional, because what you're doing is you're open to all that more oxygen in your brain, all those more possibilities, all that imagination, all the beauty, the colors.
Look at this picture. That's why we like these background pictures. Right now we're looking at green. This is green.
But for you,
hopefully,
in the magic future,
up there is a pretty picture I took in Waterford. Hopefully.
Probably.
And
by the time you see it, it'll be there.
Yeah.
We're talking to the future, Marion. We're talking to the future.
I love that.
We're just going to stop the show when we laugh.
But be willing to laugh. Be willing to see the joy. I mean, we're doing a show and we're just clowning up here because there's joy.
Yeah.
It's okay to laugh. It's okay joy is still a possibility. I remember
Always.
when I first got into this life, one of the first commandments Spirit gave me was to be joyful in public.
Oh,
That was a
public.
long time ago.
in public.
Yeah, because
Not that.
seriously, there's not a lot of supporting of joy out there, and I get it.
No. People
Find
tend to
it.
move away from you. What's going on over there?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Yeah,
Call the
don't-
authorities. Make
You
that
know,
stop.
in the late 70s, there was a great thing, a great phrase: "Catch joy as it flies by." Remember that?
I do.
I miss the 70s.
No,
I
you
really-
don't. You don't.
Some
No.
of them were good. though.
Nah. Keep
Child of the
moving.
70s.
Keep going.
But catch joy as it flies by. Joy is possible, you know? When you come into stillness, laughter, the best medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? But laughter gets everything moving. And when you get everything moving, you're getting light into the dark places, you know? And then once you get your vibrations up, if you find that you're heading down over here, if you've already done the work for down here, you can come down here and not be so affected by it and just realize, oh, it's just like my blood pressure. It goes up, it goes down. What can I do?
Or you could have a memory that won't be re-traumatizing. It'll be a memory that you
Yeah.
look back as if it's a dream you had, and it has no bearing on your emotional state now. You're released from it.
Yeah.
You've forgiven yourself for holding on to it. You have done the work of resolving it. You've also been able to move past it. You still own that it was part of your physical past, but in terms of where you are now in your new earth nowness, it's a part of you, and it's fine because you're standing on your own feet moving forward, and you're connecting to the earth and to other people, and you're connected to whatever other powers around you you believe in or aspire to be like.
Yes.
Yeah, like that.
Because, over here in fear-based living, you kind of have to follow a prescribed path.
And the rules,
Yeah.
and linear time,
Yeah.
and social constructs,
Yeah.
and behavioral things,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
But over here, if you're the hero of your story and you're in a joy-based life, remember these are operating systems. If you're in a joy-based life, it's independent study. It's independent study, There isn't a...
Spiritual grad school.
Yeah, over here, it's like, you like what you're doing? How do you want to spend your now? Really is what it is. How do you want to spend your now? What emotion do you want to sponsor your now? What do you want out of your now? And if you're still happy with that, choose it. And if you want something different, choose it. That's the thing. If you don't like what's happening, you don't have to suffer at it. You can make changes at it. You can do whatever you want, because we're not talking about obviously going out and robbing a bank or things like that.
Don't do
but-
that. We're not
No,
advocating
no.
that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But, like I'm sitting right here. What do I want to do next? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to say next.
We never do,
I
Marion.
haven't known what I've said this whole entire time.
That's why it's fun. We never
Yeah.
know what you're going to say next.
Yeah, but to live life like this, even if you're just vicariously living through our goofy little conversations, it's all new. It's like from going from the spikes to the relaxed water, it's like putting on a tight shoe. You got to get used to it, and it does take a little effort, a little effort. But I promise you that it is effort well put, because it's the difference between living in fear or living in joy. How do you want it? And that's the beauty of this, because it puts you in charge. The main thing about a whole new earth operating system is you're in charge. Now, we're still in this realm. You know, I can't walk into work and say, I'm in charge, I'm doing this today. You know, no, that's silly. But what it is how do I want to show up at work? And be willing to change as the day goes. You know, if I'm sailing a boat and the wind is going this way and the wind changes, I can't keep my sails like that. I got to bring them about and go with the wind, not fight the wind.
Be the wind.
May the wind at your back be your own.
Oh, Marion. Okay, so
Yeah.
sum
So,
up.
oh, look at that.
I know.
We're running out of time. Have
Never.
we covered everything we wanted to cover? What have we
they
not?
seem to have. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, you basically wanted to remind us that every human being's birthright is to access new earth
Yes.
energy, connectivity through stillness.
Yeah. Well, you know, what have I always said? You know, if our bodies are basically our cars, our houses for being in this 3D existence, because let's face it, height, width, depth, this is an actual thing, but our spirit, and we have that luminous energy field to get around in. We talked about that last show. So check up the last 6
Attention.
shows, by the way. Catch up. But this
We'll
is
wait.
Yeah. But so we're talking about in our minds, we have physical health, we have mental health. You want to make sure that you're not feeling like a victim, you know? If you're feeling like a victim, that's your cue. That's your first cue to look at that and say, wait a minute, if I was the hero of my story, how would I act? How would I want to be? What would I want to do? Even if you start thinking that and journal it. If I was the hero of my story, I would act. That's another version of you telling you, oh, well, I could try this, and try it. Try it, you know? There's no right or wrong way to do the shadow work, to do the work, to get the consciousness. You know, but once you do it, it's so rewarding. And again, we're not masters at this. By no means am I a master at anything. I don't even know how to spell the word. But I do. But, you know, laugh at yourself. Look at yourself. How do you want to spend your now?
Have that forgiveness conversation with yourself. Be happy with yourself. Encourage yourself. Love yourself. And in doing that, love those beings around you whom you thought were separate, but are actually part of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
That's all.
yeah,
That's
it's
all.
very simple. Very, 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 very simple.
Not easy
But-
always, but we're getting there.
You know, it sounds simple. It kind of is. It's a new operating system. And that's the only thing. If you're used to this, think about living life from the hero's perspective. We're all on a journey. You know, we're on a journey. How do you want to spend your journey? How do you want to spend your now? There's only now.
To have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Choose joy.
Choose joy. Joy comes from appreciation. You know? A lot of
And surrender. You know, I may
Say
not be
more things.
I may not be able to control the things going on around me, but I can certainly control my response to them. I can control my goodness, my kindness towards others. I can control how I care for myself, that I care for myself, that I'm moving through space in a gracious way, in a way that takes the earth and other souls into consideration. And I always move forward, you know, speaking my truth in a gentle, compassionate way, right?
and our truth. Our truth is
Our truth is we have a
everything
minute and
to
30
us.
seconds.
Oh, wait.
Our current truth.
Yeah, but
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I might get us more time if I cut that section.
Okay, so keep
I'm
talking.
not cutting this section.
Okay.
But no, it is our truth that we need to look at, because our truth changes over time. You know, like right now, my truth is this. I might encounter different information. Oh, this is my truth now. You know? What is true for you? What is true for you? Make a notation of that. If you encounter something that isn't true for you anymore, that's growth. And that's amazing. That's amazing.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. So if you've been keeping up with this show, thank you so much for being part of it with us. We literally are kind of co-creating this show with you.
So thanks.
Thank you very much.
Couldn't have done it without us. And you.
And listen, I think we did a really nice recap of the past shows.
And we'll move forward.
Yeah, who knows what the next show's going to be, but please stay tuned, because this is an awful lot of fun to spend this time with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, dear.
We'll see you the next show. Thank you very much. That was fun.
It was fun. It's always fun.
Like, you know, the laughter is what you want. I love it that we laugh.
Yeah. Yes.
New Earth Now is on TV. New Earth Now on CBC. New Earth Now.